Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm doing a really fun collaboration with my friend Jennifer McGuire. We are each using a new stamp set from Sunny Studio and also using the same card sketch as inspiration for the design for our cards. So this is the sketch, and I'm actually going to turn it upside down and kind of change up that card sketch a little bit. My plan is to have a really tall, skinny card, and where that kind of corner angle that's coming up, I'm going to have that be a hill that a polar bear is sitting on. So that polar bear is going to be, represented by that circle on the sketch, and I'm going to create a fun scene. To create the really long, skinny card, I'm first going to have the stamped panel be about just shy of 3 3/4 wide and 9 inches tall. I'm going to stamp with some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. I'm going to be Copic coloring the polar bear, so I want to make sure I use an ink that is Copic friendly. So I'm going to stamp him near the top of this cardstock, and I'll press down. I'm using a Fiskars compact stamp press today for my stamping. And then I'm going to stamp him a second time onto some masking paper. I'm going to mask him off so that I can stamp a little gift box that's right next to him from the same stamp set. This is the Playful Polar Bear stamp set, by the way. I'm going to mask him off, so I just trimmed him out with some scissors, and I'm putting that masking paper down that's going to protect him while I stamp the present right next to him. And then I'm going to make a mask for the present as well, and that's because I'm going to do some ink blending around the bear. I'm going to have a masked line that creates like that rounded hill edge that the bear is sitting on, and I'm going to blend some ink all the way down, and it's going to cover that whole area. So I want to make sure that the present and the bear and also that hill are protected so that I can color them later. So now I have a long strip of masking paper, and I'm just placing that over the top, and I'm going to use my pencil to draw on a curved line. And this is just so I can get that curved edge exactly how I want it, because I am going to have to cut it out using scissors and then apply it onto the cardstock. So I'm going to take some scissors and trim this out, and I'm trying to get a nice smooth edge. By the way, I have to apologize for the Band-Aid that's on my pointer finger on my right hand. If you can believe it, I actually cut my own finger with my thumbnail. And my thumbnail was this short, which seems weird, but took a big slice out of it. It was just a freak accident. Okay, so I put down my Ranger craft sheet, and I'm starting out with the color Picked Raspberry. I'm going to bring that color up from the very bottom of this area, so it's the very bottom portion of the hill. That kind of makes it look to me like the sun has just gone down and there's still a little bit of light right at the horizon. So I'm going to have that Picked Raspberry blend up into Seedless Preserves, and then I'm going to bring in some Chipped Sapphire, which is a really nice, it's kind of more of a bluish, purple bluish color. It's a really nice, intense nighttime sky color. So I'm going to bring that down, get that all blended, and then as a last bit of contrast, I'm going to bring in some black soot just right at the edges. So that is my sky scene, and I really love how those colors blended. I'm going to remove the masking paper now, and this masking paper, when you take it back, I've said it before, and I totally still agree with it. It's like Christmas morning, because you just don't even realize how awesome that blending looks until you reveal that nice crisp edge from the masking paper. Same thing happens when you peel up the masking on the stamped images. I just love how easy it is to get a nice stark white shade, but still have all that blending around it. It just looks so, what's the word I'm looking for? Polished and professional, almost like you printed it out that way. So now I'm going to do some Copic coloring over these bears and the presents, and I will be speeding up the coloring process and turning on some music that you can enjoy while I color. moving on to creating the card base, and I'm taking the card base out of the same cardstock that I used before, which is Neenah Solar White 110 pound. And I'm scoring it at 3.5 to create a finished card size of 3.5 by 9 inches. I've also got a strip of black cardstock here. This is Licorice Twist cardstock from Basil, and I've prepped that with an anti-static powder tool and then stamped some words from the stamp set in some Versamark ink and applied some white embossing powder. I'm going to heat set this with my heat tool until it's smooth and melted. And then I'm going to take that embossed strip and I'm going to add some adhesive on the back. I'm using some Tombow Extreme adhesive and I'm putting it right along that edge that will be at the free edge of the card. I'm lining that up on the front of my card base. And I did have to trim it off so there wasn't any white showing, but not a problem. I just used my paper trimmer for that. I then applied some foam tape on the back of my colored panel. And I made sure that I had plenty of foam on this so that I could send it through the mail and not have any like sagging or gapping. So I'm going to place this on the front of the card and just have a little bit of that black strip of cardstock peek out from the side. And that finishes the card. It's a really simple card. You could actually cut off the bottom if you wanted to, if you don't like so much white there, but I really love all that white. So this card, like I said before, is 3.5 by 9. This does not need a special envelope. It fits inside a standard business envelope. So it's perfect if you want to send cash or a check or just anything that's super long like this. It's perfect for occasions like that. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Make sure you check Jennifer's video out. I'll have it linked at the very end of this video or up in the top corner. And thank you so much for watching.